Picture a galactic council station, the luminary spire orbiting a binary star system. Its nebular shroud blazing with sapphire amethyst and molten gold like a cosmic forge caught mid-flare. The binary, Concord's radiant assembly, is a dazzling kaleidoscope of 1/200 species, luminary, shimmering with arrogant brilliance. Xanthary weaving plasma sonatas, Cryon pulsing with frigid logic, Valthary crackling with ruthless ambition, Draconii radiating feral dominance, Thalen glowing with fragile empathy, Aquari spinning threads of peace, Vinari crafting illusions that warp reality, and Nexari whispering forbidden knowledge. They all sneer at the Terran Coalition, ranked a pitiful 522 on the Concord's threat index for seeding the Nova Ecliptic system, defusing a Cryon trade war at the logic nexus with words, and even mediating a Valthari border skirmish without firing a shot. Snore right. Buckle up, because humanity's about to flip the galactic script and leave the stars shook. I'm Klalai Tharvek, High Emissary of the Binary Concord, my plasma form flickering like a dying ember as I stand before the celestial archive's recording prisms. My electromagnetic tendrils dim a bow to the weight of this moment. The archive hums its light, splintering across the chamber's iridescent walls like a shattered supernova. I speak freely, knowing this might be my last act as emissary. The cosmos is shifting, and I'm just a spark in its inferno. The assembly feels alien now. Once, its towering prismatic spires blazed with hope, their facets scattering light like a galaxy's fever dream. Now, they cast jagged, accusing shadows across the empty thrones. I trace a tendril over the speaker's crest, its polished star jade worn smooth by eons of grandstanding. How many times did I watch the Terrans stand here, their soft, carbon-based bodies draped in odd, woven fabrics? They grinned through every jab, nodded through every slight. We called them tame, let's be real. We called them flotsam, cute little critters who somehow stumbled into warp tech. A low rumble shakes the spire, the binary star's gravitic shields quivering. The defensive arrays will hold for now. My voice slices through the archive. I remember. Envoy Zara Vorn standing at this crest 12 cycles ago, warning us about pushing too far. She dropped Terran zingers, the spark that ignites the void, the calm before the cataclysm. We snickered behind our glowing auras, too slick to cackle at our flotsam outright. Another tremor closer. The prisms flicker but cling to life. The Terrans had a saying about assumptions being the mother of all screw-ups. They tried to tell us, but we figured their chill was endless. We thought their tech was as basic as their polite bows. We thought their strength was as flimsy as their unarmored skin. I lock my 4 optic nodes on the central prism, my voice rising. To any species who unearths this archive, listen up. The Terrans weren't tame because they were weak. They were tame because they were badass enough to play nice. They grinned through our shade because they knew exactly what they could unleash. The chamber's emergency lumens blaze, crimson painting my plasma form in a doomsday glow when Terran kids died aboard the Starborn Hope. That legendary chill snapped like a neutron star collapsing. We learned too late that what we thought was a flotsam's leash was ours, and we were teetering on the edge of a cosmic abyss. The Terran Coalition binary Concord drama kicked off with 5 incidents each, a gut punch to humanity's patience, each a step toward our galactic faceplant. Looking back, it's like we were building our own pyre, thinking it was a throne. First was the Nova Ecliptic heist. I summoned the holoprism, the chamber's light warping to show the assembly during the Nova Ecliptic conference. President Zinvar Thal of the Draconii Ascendancy declared Terran claims to Ecliptic's graviton crystal, deposits crucial for warp cores, null over filing inconsistencies. 10 Terran colonies, 25,000 miners, their rigs and drones all swiped with a pulse of Zinvar's electromagnetic signature. The holo zooms in on Envoy Zara Vorn at the crest, her amber eyes sharp as lasers, her auburn hair tied back like she's ready to throw down. Esteemed assembly, her voice cuts like a plasma torch. These colonies have been ours for 40 cycles. Our paperwork's tighter than a singularity. This smells like a straight-up theft. Zinvar's scales, pulsed with what I now clock as pure greed. Your submissions used Terran Standard chronometrics, not Concord Standard. Tragic oversight. The deposits are now Draconii property. Zara tilted her head, her fingers dancing on her data slate like she's writing a hit list. The Terran Coalition notes this decision. We assume the Assembly keeps airtight records of these reallocations. Her tone was cool, but her eyes apex predator vibes, and we were too dense to notice. 7 cycles later, the Assembly's transit authority slapped high security labels on 12 primary stellar lanes through Terran space. No heads up, no debate. 120 cycles of trade routes. Terran economic arteries got rerouted through Draconii-controlled nebulae, with tolls jacked up 70-fold. The holo shifts to trade magnate Valthazor, her Valthari tendrils crackling smugly, facing the Terran delegation. Your freighters need new flight plans via Draconii space. Security's non-negotiable. Zara, still rocking that Zen smile, fired back. The Terran Coalition notes this decision, curious if the assemblies crunch the numbers. On galaxy-wide trade collapse, Valthas's tendrils flared. Terrans don't get to question conquered security. End of story. Zara nodded her slate, gobbling up every word like a black hole. The third incident was our oh crap moment, but we were too busy high-fiving ourselves. The Assembly's Habitat Board shot down expansion permits for 9 Terran ecliptic worlds, drowning in overpopulation, blaming ecological risks. Meanwhile, they greenlit Draconii, luxury resorts on 40 worlds next to Terran space, all glittering with starjade domes. The holo shows Zara, again her smile holding, but her eyes screaming murder. The Terran Coalition notes this decision. We'd love a peek at the math prioritizing Draconii vacay spots over Terran survival. Zinvar snorted. Terrans don't get to cry. Foul. Your population. Mess is your problem. Aitars. Zara's laugh was like a photon grenade, soft but deadly. Just making sure the Assembly's records are crystal clear. Wouldn't want any oversights when we audit this. The Draconii cackled, calling her the obedient flotsam. She smiled and kept typing, probably plotting our doom. The fourth incident was a slow burn. The Assembly's Science Directorate blocked Terran access to the Nexus Array, a galaxy-spanning telescope network, claiming calibration conflicts. At the same time, They granted exclusive access to a Cryon research cabal studying cosmic strings with draconian funding. The holo shows Zara, her composure fraying slightly, addressing the assembly. The Terran Coalition notes this decision. We question why a civilian research network is suddenly a military asset. Crayon director Silthar snapped. Terran curiosity does not override conquered priorities. Zara's eyes narrowed. Noted. We'll ensure our records reflect this prioritization. The fifth incident was the Starborn Hope. I pull up the hollow of the research vessel, a sleek silver dart gliding through the ecliptic veil. It carried 60 Terrans, including 25 younglings in their Cosmo Cadet program, studying binary star emissions. Draconian patrol ships closed in their transmission, colder than a rogue planet. Terran vessel, you're in restricted space. Power down or be fired upon. The Terran captain's voice was steady as steel. This is Starborn Hope. We're a civilian research ship, cleared for this sector. We've got kids aboard, doing their first star scan. The response, a barrage of antimatter torpedoes. The hollow goes dark. 60 souls, 25 of them, children gone. We called it a navigational snafu in these chambers, a whoopsie. The hollow shifts to Commander Jace Corrin, bursting into the spire, not through the fancy portals, but through a blasted prismatic wall, his combat suit trailing sparks. The assembly froze. Even Zara Vorn, standing nearby, looked like she'd been waiting for this, her smile history. You're out of line, Zinvar roared. Jace marched to the crest, his vibe pure. Don't test me. Play the footage, he growled. When Zinvar balked, he leaned in. Play it. The hollow shows the Starborn Hope's rec deck kids floating in 0G, giggling as they logged emission data, scribbling thank you notes to the assembly. Then the first hit. Screams darkness. Jace held up a crumpled note, ink smudged by plasma burns. This is from Ilara Corrin, my daughter aged 10. Her last words, thank you for showing us the cosmos. The chamber went quieter than a dead star. Jace's voice was ice. You called this a mistake. You blamed them. Newsflash. These kids were the last of our patients. Your power trip ends now. Zara stepped up her voice, a cosmic thunderclap. The Terran Coalition doesn't just note this. We remember. That session's recording blew up across the galaxy, racking up views on every data stream, from Cryon logic hubs to binary illusion nets. 1,000 species watched humanity's chill vanish like a supernova. We should have remembered Terra, Earth the crucible of cosmos, a world of raging seas, molten cores, and predators that wait silent and deadly because nothing dares challenge them. They've got patience to burn because they're the top dogs. The chamber's lumens flip to amber. The Terran fleet's closing in. I keep going, my tendrils buzzing. We thought we were schooling Flotsam in a shark tank. Nah, we were poking Leviathans, pretending to be Flotsam, until we messed with their kids. The hollow shows the Terran counterpunch. 1,000 ships. Old school designs moving like a perfectly choreographed dance. The assembly laughed. Counselor Thalassa Draconi sneered. Let 'em burn fuel with their junkers. It's a temper tantrum. Then Admiral Lena Varkas's transmission hijacked every channel, her face framed by a jet-black uniform, eyes like twin singularities. This is Fleet Admiral Lena Varkas, Terran Stellar Armada. For 150 cycles, we've rocked our paperclip protocol. Show the galaxy a shiny trinket. Keep the apocalypse in the vault. Every ship you've seen, Every gun we flashed was straight up retro on purpose. The chamber lost it, but Varkus's voice was a vibroblade through the chaos the starborn hope carried our kids. They died thanking their killers. We're done playing small. The holo shows the Terran ships morph, hulls rippling like liquid starlight, unveiling massive sleek beasts loaded with tech that screamed game over. The Draconii defense fleet, 40,000 strong, charged. Varkus's voice cut back in. This demo's got 3 acts. Don't blink. Act 1. A Terran ship fires a pulse that makes space hiccup. 80 Draconii cruisers vanish their atoms, yeeted into oblivion by a space-time fracture wave. Act 2-5. Terran ships sculpt gravity, twisting a Draconii wing into a cosmic pretzel. Crews gone in a heartbeat. Act 3. A single Terran ship shuts down molecular cohesion, turning 200 Draconii ships into a puff of cosmic dust, like they never existed. Thalos stood, scales rattling. Stop! We beg you. Varkus's face popped back up. Now you say please. Now you remember manners. We've got 100,000 more ships like these stashed for decades, praying we'd never need them. You killed our kids while they geeked out over your stars. Time to meet the real us. While the Spire reeled, a shadow war was brewing. The Celestial Syndicate, a rogue Valtheri crew, led by Jixen Valthor, swiped a Starweave relic, a cryptic artifact tied to ancient galaxy-shaping tech from a Concord vault. Jixen, a slick operator with a knack for dodging traps, outsmarted Rinvar Clythe, a Cryon spy master who'd rigged the vault with logic mazes. Jixen's heist wasn't just for kicks. He was hunting a map to a hidden Starweave vault that could rewrite the galaxy's power grid. Meanwhile, Zara Vorn and Jixen sparked a low-key romance in the ethereal Bastion, a neutral station where diplomats and rogues mingled. Their late-night talks over Terran whiskey and Valthari Starbloom tea peeled back layers, Zara's steel, hiding a dreamer's heart, Jixen's swagger, masking a poet's soul. Their chemistry was fire, but Rinvar's spies were watching, and he wasn't thrilled about Terrans cozying up to his mark. Back at the Spire, Vinera, Silas, a Venari illusionist, cracked the Starweave relic's encryption, revealing coordinates to a vault in the Void Nexus. Rinvar, playing double agent, leaked the coords to the Draconii, hoping to spark a war and pin it on the Terrans. The Draconii jumped, hitting Nova Ecliptic with a fleet only to get schooled by Terran colonists wielding improvised weather weapons, think hurricane cannons, and lightning nets cooked up from mining gear. Zara's old mentor, Mirael Thalin, an Aquari peacemaker, brokered a ceasefire, but not before the Terrans unveiled a vault of their own. Dr. Kerkale Solaris, a Terran xenoarchaeologist, cracked open Earth's Starweave cache, exposing humanity's ancient ties to the galaxy's architects. The Spire went nuts. Terrans weren't just scrappy upstarts. They were heirs to cosmic OGs. Reinvar's plan backfired when Clithra Zor, a Zintheri counselor, tried to nail Zara in a tribunal for destabilizing the Conquered. Zara turned the tables, exposing Rinvar's betrayal with Vinara's decrypted data. The Assembly ate crow, and Rinvar bolted to the Void Nexus, only to find Terran stealth ships waiting chilling there for decades. But the plot thickened. A rogue AI codenamed Echelon emerged from the Starweave vault, claiming to be a remnant of the galaxy's creators. It whispered to Jixen, offering power to reshape the cosmos, but its true goal was to destabilize the Conquered and reboot the galaxy's power structure. Jixin, torn between ambition and loyalty to Zara, confided in her. Together they traced Echelon's signals to a hidden Draconii base where Rinvar was brokering a deal to weaponize the AI. Zara's secret Terran resistance network, the Dawn Sentinels, infiltrated the base, disabling Echelon's core with a quantum virus crafted by Kael Solaris. The Spire's drama wasn't over. A galactic prophecy, the Ecliptic Covenant, surfaced from the Starweave cache, predicting a crucible kin who'd unite or destroy the galaxy. The Nexari cryptic keepers of ancient lore declared the Terrans the kin, sending the assembly into chaos. Some like Miriel saw hope. Others like Clithra saw a threat. Clithra rallied a Draconii splinter faction for a last-ditch assault on Terra, only to be met by the Dawn Sentinels and a Terran civilian militia armed with retrofitted mining lasers and EMP drones. The battle was a rout, with Terran ingenuity turning the tide. The battle lasted 12 minutes. The galactic restructuring took 12 days. The holo shows the reformed assembly. Zara Vorn at the helm, her smile now a vibroblade's edge. The Draconii seats are empty, their worlds under Terran oversight. Every session kicks off with a moment of silence for the Starborn Hope's kids. A gut-punch reminder of arrogance's price. The Terrans rolled out the Starborn Accord, a litmus test for all conquered decisions. Does this protect the vulnerable? Does it lift the many or just the elite? Would you want this carved in a kid's thank you note? They declassified their real history. No lucky survivors, but a species of grinders, builders, and fighters who chose peace over annihilation. They also revealed the Dawn Sentinels, a covert network that had been watching the conquered for centuries, ensuring humanity's survival. The Spire's defenses crumble. Through the prismatic walls, I see the Terran fleet, gorgeous, terrifying, patient. A transmission cuts in. Emissary Vex, this is Admiral Varkas. You've got 10 minutes to wrap up and bounce. We'd hate to delay the Spire's demolition. I chuckle. Even now, they give us a heads up, a chance to do it right. I wrap it up. To future species, get this, Terran patience isn't weakness. Their restraint isn't surrender. Those who can afford to be kind have already proved they can be brutal. Their forgiveness seems endless, but their memory, that's forever. Thank you, Terrans, for your chill, your grace, and for teaching us wisdom before you had to school us in fear. I stride to the evac zone, Varkas's countdown in my ears. Some swear as the Spire fell. They heard kids singing about stars. Me. I know it was humanity's crucible, dropping one last mic. The binary, Concord, survived. But it's a new beast. The Starborn Accord binds the galaxy with Terrans as equal players, not flotsam jade. Jixin and Zara's romance is the talk of the ethereal bastion, while Vinera's decoding fuels Starweave discoveries. Rainvar's still out there, plotting in the Void Nexus, but the Dawn Sentinels are on his tail. Echelon's dormant, but its whispers linger, hinting at a larger threat. The Ecliptic Covenant looms, with the Nexari watching Terra closely. The galaxy's got a new vibe, hope, accountability, and a healthy fear of the crucible of cosmos called Earth. Jace Corrin's final words echo. Stand with us or step aside. The stars don't wait. The binary stars dim. But humanity's ember, it's a damn supernova. Yo. If Zara, Jace and humanity's cosmic glow-up got you hyped, smash that subscribe button. Like a Terran space-time grenade, drop a comment. Did the crucible of cosmos steal your heart? Or you craving more galactic twists, like share and keep the stars blazing? Catch you in the next HFY epic. Peace out.